Round two, take two.
Do
Action.
Yeah, like that.
Action.
Action. Yeah.
Roll scene.
Oh God.
This is part 2.
Part 2.
Now, what are we going to talk? We got to have something good to talk about on this one, or we're going to have to take about a 15-minute station break after this next 30 minutes to recoup.
Yeah. Recoup. All right, we're going to talk this through.
All right. Is your mind clear and your body soul?
Let's take a deep breath together.
Deep breath in. Slowly out.
Okay. All right. I got one. I got
it. It worked. It worked. I told you it works. People out there, it works. I showed you. Go ahead.
I don't know if I should tell this story or not.
Go ahead.
Oh my God.
You can beep it out, blur it out later. You can do all that good.
I don't know if I should put this. Well,
you can do all that
I guess everybody. All right. Just a heads up. If you are offended, if you're offended by anything, this is not the one. You might want to get this off.
His name's Thaddeus Warren. Write letters into him. Email. Comments underneath this.
Do not write me. I don't want to. I don't need to hear
Your
this.
Your own jail pen.
Yeah. No. Okay. So it goes like this. So I had never done drugs or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like the whole Beatle, like, you know, the Beatles and the Monkees kind of thing. The Monkees always blame the Beatles for getting them hooked on drugs and stuff back in the day. Yeah. So that's sort of kind of what happened here. I was in the band and we were traveling around. Some of
that illegal grass is what you're saying.
No, I hadn't done it yet. Oh. So I had not done anything like that. We went to a place and this hippie guy, he was a hippie, but yet he was clean cut.
Yeah.
Politician, actually, at the time. I won't say any names. But anyways, he was like, hey, man, I got something for you, you know. And so he's like, this is legal. It's salvia. And at the time, salvia was legal.
Yeah.
Because there was no law against it, right? Didn't mean it was right. It just, there was no law against it. So he said, if you do what I tell you to do, you guys will get really high and you'll feel great about it. Have I told you this story? Oh my God. So anyways, we get in there and my brother does what he tells him to do. It's like 14 seconds or something, you know, breathe in. He's like, we had to like hold it for like 16 seconds. I don't know, something like that. And then he'd say, "Now breathe it out," you know, and then all of a sudden it would kick in, supposedly. So my brother does it, and he's like, and then all of a sudden it starts to kick in. Well, guy gets down in front of him, and he says, "All right, Will."
Is it like Mr. Van Driesen from Beavis and Bad?
Oh,
all right, Will.
Yeah, he's like, all right, William. You're going through a garden. There's a tree in front of you. Approach the tree, William. Reach out, grab the apple, and take a bite. Tell me what it tastes like. And this is no joke. Will goes, and I'm like, what the? You know, there's no way. Will's, enjoying this apple that does not exist. Well, then our buddy Dylan Larimore.
What, Dylan? Remember this now. Remember this good story.
I'm going to tell on his ass. He'd tell on me. I'm going to tell on him. He walks over and he smiles at me and pulls his pockets out, unzips his pants.
Oh.
And he walks over and he pulls his pocket out, flips out, and he says, "Will, you ever seen a white ear elephant?" And Will goes, like a Joe Biden type of thing. And Will goes, starts laughing out of nowhere. I'm like, yeah, bullshit. Let me see that. So I tried it, and the guy's like, okay, now breathe in, hold it, blow out. I do it. Nothing. He said, you're not doing it right. I said, let's do it again. I did it again. Breathe in. I went, hold it like he said. Breathe out. And I said, nothing. I was like, he's like, now you're getting ready to go into the garden. I was like, no, I'm right here in your living room, buddy. And he's like, no, you're going into a garden, Thaddeus. I was like, no, there's no garden. We're right here. So, you know what I mean? It didn't do jack crap. So I got mad kind of. I was like, man, okay, this stuff doesn't work. So we left. And we're driving home from Salem. And cars are going, vroom, 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 past me. And I go, and the guys in the back seat are going, slow down to me. And I look, dude, I'm doing 15. In the car, and I'm like, oh my God, this is too fast. You know what I mean? Cars are flying past, passing us like, what is wrong? Yeah. Oh my God. I got home and I was like, I'll never do that crap again, Will, since he had such a great trip out of it, he said, oh yeah, man, Well, then he did it again one time. And they stopped at him and his friend Scott, they stopped at a rest stop to do it. And it was still legal then. But anyways, like I said, before they finally put a stop to that kind of stuff, thank God. But Will said he woke up and he was out in the middle of a field and he thought he was in a bowl of jelly out in the field and he was trying to eat himself out of it.
Oh, man.
It's like, yep, that's not where we're going with that, So I had never done anything like that kind of stuff. Then I went to New Hampshire and it's decriminalized there. And that woman came to me and said to me, she said, you're a carpenter, right? And I was like, yeah. And she said, you smoke weed? I go, nope. She goes, why the hell not? I was like, because it's illegal where I live, And she's like, it ain't here. I'll get you set up. And I'm like, oh my God. And I mean, this yeah, I mean, this would be like Nancy Pelosi coming to me and saying, I'm going to give you some weed or something. That's how crazy that was. You know what I mean? Because this girl, Lord. I asked after she left, I said, who was that? And they said, oh yeah, she's town council. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just odd to me because we're so taught, whatever.
Smoke some of that skunk weed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Skunk grass.
And see, being a minister and all that stuff, everybody was throwing a fit all the time. Used to always ask me.
Minister of Hennessy.
Yeah, they used to ask me all the time. They'd be like, so what's your thoughts on weed? It's like I don't know what people's problem was, but they'd always ask that question. I was like, it's illegal. I mean, that's all I can say. There's a lot of things that should be illegal that you shouldn't be doing too, but you know what I mean? Like it doesn't, but I had done, the first time I'd ever done, dabbing with weed or whatever, that was probably one of the worst experiences of my life. They gave me like about as much as your thumbnail, and that wasn't supposed to be that much. And I went in, sat in my chair, and the room went whoosh. And I was like, whoa, hold up, what's going on? And I didn't feel anything. For the first time, my body felt good. I don't like that feeling of like not having pain or knowing that I'm alive. I was freaking out, man. I go to the bathroom because I'm like, maybe I need to crap. I don't know. Like I couldn't feel anything. And I go in there and something starts happening down below there. I was like, uh-oh, what is this mess? And like, Josh, my buddy goes up, he knocks on the door and he's like, hey man, are you okay? You know, and I'm like, not really, you know. He's like, but it's all right, you know. Do you need a hug? I'm like, no, I don't need a hug, you know. But yeah, worst experience of my freaking life, man. And I was like, never again am I doing this crap. One time in my life, you know. And then I went out of state and went to one of those dispensaries just for the hell of it. And my brother had hooked me up with this. I didn't know they had some kind of drink that you could drink, you know, instead of. And I didn't know. My cousin told me this. I didn't know. One thing weird about weed that people don't understand is it's like all the different ways it can affect you. Like, you know, if you eat it, if you smoke it, if you, I don't know, drink it, whatever, you know, those kind of, all the different things that happen with, from it, you can have those different experiences with the same thing, but yet, and I was like, that stuff just didn't, same way with drinking. Like I've never been out in public and drank that I know of. I mean, yeah, we got some Pentecostals drunk when I was younger, but I'm saying like I wouldn't ever go to a bar. If I went to a bar, I'd never drank at bars. You know, I didn't want to be around. I didn't want to be in the middle of all that mess because I've always been the person that showed up and had to drive everybody home. So I was scared to death. You know,
That's a smart thing to do, really. I mean,
huh?
going out like that, not drinking.
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't drink and drive. I wouldn't do that crap. So that, yeah, but I'll show up and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, hey, there's our guy to take us home." You know, you're like, "Dang it," you know. I just wanted to come hang out, but okay, you know.
I guess it'll be that DD. I just came here to have a good
Yeah,
time.
I
Let's
didn't know
go.
what, dude. I didn't know what the hell DD was. They're like, "You're our DD." I was like, "What the hell's that?" Dumbass, you know. Like I thought it was like some, you know. But yeah, we'd go to bars and stuff and see bands play. Oh, I was just telling Randa this the other day. Me and Will went to a bar one time, man, and it was crazy, man. Everybody was looking at us like they were going to beat the crap out of us, and we were like, "What the heck?" And our buddy Dylan was with us, and Dylan looks like he's Jewish, you know, or Middle Eastern or something. And they were staring at him like they were going to beat the crap out of him because he was dancing with all these girls. And I mean, I will say this: it was kind of weird. The girls' heads were shaved and everything else, and Will, as my brother, everywhere we go, has to use the bathroom. And Will comes out and says, "We gotta go." And I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "Go in the bathroom, look at that mess." And I went in there, dude, and it was all Nazi stuff. Like everywhere. Flag hanging down. It wasn't like, you know, I mean, you go in the bathroom, they draw Nazi stuff on. No. This was pictures of Hitler. Like all this. We're like, "What the heck is this, man?" You know, and Jasper. I was like,
cow.
yeah. So I like every time I go down there, I get a little nervous when I go to
Hey,
Jasper.
man, I can't blame you.
But yeah, I mean, we'd get ourselves. I don't know, being in a band and stuff. We'd get ourselves into all these crazy places. I had the Ku Klux Klan show up at a concert of ours.
Well, I mean,
No joke. We played this place and this
full
woman.
gear or just
Our band. No. So yeah, they were in. Yeah. So it was our band at the time was Blood Relation was the name of the band we had, and this woman she was so drunk that ran this venue. She was always drunk all the time. I don't think that woman ever was sober.
Hi, Thaddeus.
Yeah. And she read our name, and so she thought that we was a rap band. Yeah, it's kind of like the Blues Brothers kind of type of deal, you know. So we show up, and there's all these black guys there, and they were all rap groups, of course, you know. And we became friends with them all, but they were like, "What the hell are you guys doing here? You know, you're on this ticket, and here we are, this, you know, you know." And sure enough, here comes the Ku Klux Klan shows up, and I talked those those black guys from Louisville, I talked them down. I was like, oh, guys, listen, you go in the back and, get towards your car. I'll deal with this. And I go out there talking to these guys. And I mean, they're in sheets and everything, dude. And the sheriff of that town comes rolling out, shows up.
The Grand Wizard showed up. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I've had maybe 3 or 4 times with Ku Klux Klan run-ins with them.
3 or 4 times?
I had one show up at my church.
They showed up at the church?
Yeah, showed up at my church and said, "We heard you got some color in there." And I looked back at the building and I was like, at that time I had black friends, but none of them had been to my church yet. All of them lived out of state or something. Yeah. And I said, "Yeah," you know what I mean? And he's like, "Well, we could come put this burning cross out here and sanitize this place." I said, and I lost my cool, man. We had new people at church and everything. I lost my cool. Okay, I get it. Maybe this isn't, and here's a warning to those out there that's going to take offense. I don't give a shit. I can't stand hatred like that. Yeah. But I told him, I said, you bring that cross out here, I'm going to shove it so far up your ass, they're going to end up seeing it all the way into town, and that's 4 miles out. He's like, well, that's real Christian-like. I was like, you just told me you were bringing a burning cross. I'm going to put it out here because black people, man, Mm-hmm. Stupid stuff. I can't stand that kind of ignorance, man. But yeah, back to the whole thing. That rap group back at that thing. One of them's name was Concrete.
Concrete.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
Cement Mixer. What about Cement Mixer? Is he the DJ?
It was so funny because the sheriff said to me, wanted to know who I was when, and I told him Thaddeus, and they're like, "Oh, the preacher." That's always what always comes up. Oh, the preacher.
Oh, the ordained minister.
And I'm
Thaddeus.
like, oh, great,
Thaddeus.
Just great, But anyways, Concrete comes to me. He goes, "Hey, I want to show you something." And I was like, "Okay," because they'd finally talked him out, and Klan had left. And he goes, "It's a good thing you talked us down, talked them guys down, because it could have been messy." And I was like, "What?" Shows me in his car, dude. I don't know how. I've never seen these guys since, you know what I mean? But they opened up the back of that car, and I've never seen so many guns in my life. I was like, oh, God, ATF will be here in a minute. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a joke. But, yeah, I mean, or the Westboro Baptist. I've dealt with those guys. You know what I'm talking about? They hold up the signs. God hates, all this different stuff. And
how you deal with all them people?
You know what's funny though? I went and sat with one of the head guys, and I told him, I was like, if you would say that, God hates sin or something like that, then I could understand it. But I was like, when you start really getting vulgar with things, I can't do it. And what's weird is I actually had gay people come to me telling me that he had sent them to me, which was odd, like, because before I came into his life, he thought all of them were going to hell, and he probably still thinks they are, but it was just like, I don't know, they'd start sending those kind of guys to me, and I was like, John sent you to me, like, what? But yeah, I mean, getting wrapped up in all them messes. Oh yeah, but so that band though had a song. It was about Lindsay Lohan or something like that. I was like, good Lord.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, them. I wish I could have that CD though. I can't remember what the name of that group was.
You could have had a group shot off from the group from your holy religion, blood related group.
Yeah.
There had to come like a
Run DMC,
like a Limp Bizkit,
Run DMC
R&B rap thing.
Yeah, but when Run DMC and Aerosmith did their deal,
yo man, hey, yeah, real good. Concrete Cement Mixer, DJ Cement Mixer. Look at him.
Now that you say that, I just now realize why they called him Concrete, because he could mix. That never even hit me until just now.
It's better to say he's dumber.
Gosh,
back
man.
to Concrete.
Yeah, but these these guys, man. Uh, Getting involved in.
I can't believe you didn't have no gold or platinum albums, you guys in that band. You know, no Academy Awards.
10th
or
in the
anything?
nation, unsigned.
Did you do the Warped Tour back in the day?
Will, I think Will
Fans
did.
Warped Tour.
I didn't go to that one. I didn't. Will and them did a lot of those bigger ones. And then when Will got out, the band continued to go to Europe and.
Oh, they actually continued on.
I think they even went to Asia or something like that too.
Get the band back together.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, right. You know, it was crazy though, man, because we went to when I went to court, they tried to say that I had my daughter in the environment of sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and there wasn't none of that. I was like, if any of that was going on, I never saw it. Like
back in the 70s, they always.
yeah, but none of that stuff was happening at events I was going to that I knew of, anyways. I mean, if it did, I didn't know. Heck, there was more of that going on in church camps than when I than bands. You think I'm joking?
It's why they poverty stuff.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that now.
As one of my friends, his late grandmother, she just passed away recently, but she used to say all the time, she'd pass one of the church camps, she said, "There's been more souls made than saved in that bunch there." I was like, uh-oh. Yeah. But yeah, some of the crazy stuff with doing that.
Stuff, a lot of crazy stuff, man.
Well, and you know, growing up in this area and being in a band and stuff, we didn't think anything of it. It was so funny though, man. I would have never thought that some of these famous bands would hear some of our stuff. I would, if we had phones like we have now, I don't know what would have happened, but we just had video cameras. Everybody kept saying I should have sued Ashton Kutcher for stealing my ideas and stuff and my look, because we used to go and knock on people's doors and punk them all the time, you know.
Should have done it.
But yeah, yeah, should have done it. Can you imagine? Who is this guy? You know,
who?
Yeah,
you trying to prank me? Who?
Well, I don't know. So, you know, 12 Stones. They did that song with
Evan. I know about 22 Stone, but I know about 12 Stones.
No, 12 Stones they were that band. They did with Evanescence that song "Bring Me to Life." The singer singing with her in that. That's 12. Oh. He was the singer of 12 Stones. We were supposed to go on tour with them, and I was only 16 years old or something.
What are you?
Well, it's a funny story. My mom wouldn't let me because I was going to be missing school. I was like, school ain't going to do nothing for me, but I could be a rock star, you know, whatever. And anyways, we had talked to him on the phone, and my mom had called back. She was trying to find us, and she calls back the last number that we called, which was them, and she chewed them out on the phone and cussed them because they're like, they're not here. And Mom's like, bullshit. And they were just talking to you on the phone. I know they're there, you know. And so when we talked to them, we were like, I'm sorry, our mom's a little crazy, you know. They're like, it's all good.
Mom is a little bit psycho. She's a little bit out there.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Interested in reality shows?
Yeah. Well, hey, speaking of rap groups and all this stuff, we did a recording, and on the other side of the wall, we kept hearing this boom, boom. It kept getting into our music while we were trying to record. And we're like, what the heck? And went over, and guess who it was? Nappy Roots was recording on the other side of the wall there in Louisville.
Why don't you go introduce yourself?
Yeah.
Part of this world. Death metal band over
here. We're over here. Yeah, we're over here in this metal band on the other side. And they're like, oh, hell no.
You should come on over here and join us here. We need the backup
hell no, man.
You're a bit low on that, but come on over here, Big Nappy. Come on over here, Roots. Yeah. You don't need to be on Jimmy Kimmel now. Don't be on.
Oh, man. Oh, God.
You could have been part of the Nappy Roots crew there, you know.
Oh, God. I can only imagine, man. Nappy Roots.
Nappy Roots with Thaddeus as bass guitarist.
Yeah, bass guitar. Well, they did that thing with, what was it, POD? Yeah, I think they did. They redid that song. They had the guitars for POD was playing with them, you know. But yeah, that song. Oh hell no! All up and down it.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Thaddeus, now
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Metal band over here. What of a kind. Oh, hell no. No, hell no. Get your, no, I can't say. Get your butter biscuit behind back over there, man.
Brother Biscuit.
butter biscuit behind back over there.
Oh God.
Hell no.
Yeah. Oh my God. There, we'll do a